who's key towards Albany is Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver. Are you going to endorse him for re-election? Will you seek to take him out when you get there? If you get there, can you work with him?
Take him out, do you mean for lunch or coffee? Is that what you're referring to?
No, I mean out of his leadership position.
Oh, that kind of take him out. I have run very hard at cleaning up Albany because we talk about the disgust for Albany. Liz, I probably feel it more profoundly than most. I've seen it up close and personal. I've been in the bowels of it for 3 years. I've been doing the cases from the $500,000 school superintendents on Long Island to Senator Pedro Espada, to the Comptroller's office, to Troopergate with Governor Spitzer and the abuse there. So I've been staring at the beast for 3 years. And to me, it is disgusting. And also, it's tragic to me, Liz, because I believe in the honor of state government, and I believe in the integrity of state government. You're talking to someone who was inspired by that very body that has now been demeaned.
But what about Mr. Silver?
I used to walk into that Capitol, and I was proud to walk into that Capitol.
I hear you, but what about Mr. Silver? He's been there.
Look,
he's the longest legislative leader in Albany. He's the longest tenured legislative leader. If you say that Albany's disgusting, has it not been his fault in some way?
It has been the fault of the legislative leaders. It has been the fault of the governors. It has been the fault of the lobbyists. It's been the fault of the special interest corporations that dominate the process. There's plenty of fault to go around. But is there fault with the legislative leaders? Certainly. And the governors, by the way.
Your dad was a governor. Your father was a governor, Mario Cuomo.
A long time ago. Mario Cuomo was a governor when government was a different institution, Liz. The people who are in government with Mario Cuomo wouldn't recognize what is happening in Albany now. This is a different thing. I don't recognize it.
Can you
the lack of integrity, the corruption.
Can you work with Shelley Silver? Sorry? Can you work with Shelley Silver?
I can work with anyone. I can work with members of the media. I can work with anyone. Of course I can work with Shelley Silver. I've passed legislation with Shelley Silver that does consolidation of governments that they've been trying to pass for 40 years. I worked with the Republicans on that legislation. I worked with Joe Bruno. Part of this art of governance is being able to work with people, you know. One of the great challenges, Liz, is going to be actually getting change effected. My opponent talks about what needs to be done. A lot of people have talked about the anger and the frustration and the need for reform. The question is going to be, who has a plan and a capacity to get it done? How many times have we heard speeches about reform? How many governors have we heard talking about reform?
Many.
And how little reform has actually happened, Liz, and how little reform has happened. This is the last chance for this state, I believe.